In 2007, Vince McMahon's on-screen ego reached its breaking point. He declared an entire Raw episode Mr McMahon Appreciation Night, expecting praise from everyone he'd ever employed. Instead, he was mocked, insulted, and humiliated. At the end of the night, a somber Vince walked backstage, silent, eyes vacant, stepped into his limousine, and the car exploded.
Fans were stunned. For a moment, it felt real. News outlets even reported on it. The next episode was meant to continue the investigation into McMahon's death, with an eventual reveal that Mr. Kennedy was his secret son and heir to the company. Then, real tragedy struck. Just 2 weeks later, Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and their son Daniel were found dead. The WWE immediately cancelled the entire storyline. Instead of McMahon's fictional funeral, Raw aired a real-life tribute to Benoit, which turned into crisis management when details of the murder-suicide emerged. The death of Mr. McMahon vanished overnight. By August, Vince reappeared on television claiming he'd faked his demise to see who cared. The angle that once promised the biggest twist in company history died because of a tragedy no one could have predicted.
If one storyline defined the WWE's early 2000s obsession with shock value, it was the Katie Vick saga. In 2002, Triple H accused Kane of killing a woman named Katie Vick in a drunk driving accident and implied even worse. The angle contradicted Kane's established backstory and turned a supernatural monster into a punchline. When Triple H later aired a parody video in a funeral home, it crossed every imaginable line. The fallout was immediate. Sponsors complained, fans revolted, and the segment became shorthand for the WWE's creative low point. Within weeks, the storyline was dropped without closure. Kane and Triple H moved on, pretending it never happened. It didn't just get cancelled, it was erased from history.
Long before shock content was a YouTube buzzword, the WWE was experimenting with its own brand of grotesque humour. In 1999, 77-year-old Hall of Famer Mae Young was paired with Mark Henry in a storyline about his sexual chocolate persona. After weeks of over-the-top skits, Mae announced she was pregnant. A few weeks later, she gave birth to a rubber hand. No explanation, no logic, just a sight gag that left audiences speechless. The segment existed purely to shock, and then it was gone. For over a decade, the WWE pretended it never happened, until a man in a giant hand costume made a cameo 12 years later, reminding everyone that yes, this actually aired on national TV.
WrestleMania 18 should have been a milestone moment for both Booker T and Edge. Two world-class talents colliding in front of a hometown crowd in Toronto's Sky Dome. Instead, they fought over a Japanese shampoo commercial. The storyline began when Booker claimed Edge had stolen the endorsement deal. That's it. That was the entire reason for the feud. To make things worse, Booker was cast as the villain, ranting about fans being too stupid to buy the shampoo. The match came and went with no fallout. Years later, even Edge admitted the story made no sense. It wasn't cancelled because of scandal, but it was cancelled because it had nothing worth continuing. From 2010 to 2011, Monday Night Raw was ruled by a laptop. Each week, Michael Cole read emails from an anonymous general manager who made matches and punished wrestlers. The mystery stretched on for a year, teasing fans with hints that a huge reveal was coming. Then one week, the laptop simply stopped appearing. No explanation, no reveal. The next year, the WWE joked that it was Hornswoggle all along, but the damage was done. It was a storyline that vanished not because of controversy, but because creative had no idea how to end it. A casualty of its own aimlessness. In 2019, Eric Rowan started carrying a small covered cage to the ring. Week after week, announcers speculated about what was inside. Fans were intrigued. Then, after months of build-up, the big reveal came, a mechanical spider. The audience laughed, and not in the way the WWE hoped. Within a week, the prop was destroyed and Rowan was released from the company. Later, he revealed the writers never had a plan. He had pitched an entirely different idea involving a woman he was protecting. Instead, the storyline was axed, proving once again that mystery without payoff is just wasted potential. When WCW legend Diamond Dallas Page debuted in the WWE in 2001, fans expected fireworks. Instead, they got one of the most infamous character burials in wrestling history. DDP was revealed as the stalker filming The Undertaker's wife, Sarah. For 2 months, Page was humiliated on television, never scoring a single win. It ended when Sarah, a non-wrestler, pinned him on Raw. Backstage politics reportedly played a huge role. Some saw it as punishment for DDP's WCW loyalty. Whatever the reason, the storyline killed his WWE career before it even began. In 2010, the Nexus faction was the hottest act in the WWE. After their shocking debut, they even attacked The Undertaker, and not once, but twice, burying him alive at the Bragging Rights pay-per-view to help Kane retain
retain the World Heavyweight Championship. It looked like the setup for an epic Undertaker versus Wade Barrett feud at WrestleMania. But the angle was dropped completely. Undertaker returned months later to feud with Triple H instead, and the Nexus lost its edge. According to insiders, plans changed last minute, leaving the group without direction. The attack that should have made them legendary became a forgotten footnote.
In 2017, Dolph Ziggler won the United States Championship at Clash of Champions, then stunned everyone by leaving the belt in the ring and walking away. Fans thought he was quitting. Rumours swirled that his contract was up and he was walking out in protest. A month later, he returned at the Royal Rumble like nothing had happened. The entire arc was over before it began. Ziggler later admitted he wanted a long break to reinvent himself, but the WWE rushed his comeback to fill roster gaps. What could have been a career-defining reinvention became another storyline quietly dropped without closure. During the PG era, the WWE tried to mix old-school soap opera romance with its new family-friendly tone. In 2010, creative pitched a love triangle between Daniel Bryan and the Bella twins. Originally, it was supposed to be an edgy Attitude Era style story about the twins fighting for Bryan's affection. But because of network restrictions, the whole concept was watered down into awkward backstage flirting. The payoff came when the Bellas discovered Bryan was already dating Gail Kim, and that was it. No fallout, no continuation. It was another example of a storyline that didn't fit its era, so it was quietly abandoned. Few what-ifs in modern WWE history sting more than this one. In 2016, the Wyatt family eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble, teasing a monster vs. monster showdown for WrestleMania 32. Then suddenly the plan changed. Lesnar fought Dean Ambrose instead, and Wyatt was left off the card. Reports suggested Brock himself vetoed the match, believing their styles wouldn't mesh. The WWE teased the rivalry again years later, even in 2023 when Wyatt called out the winner of Lesnar vs. Lashley, but nothing came of it. The feud fans wanted never happened, leaving years of build-up with no conclusion.
From fake funerals to real tragedies, from mechanical spiders to unfinished rivalries, the WWE's history is filled with storylines that collapsed under the weight of real-life drama. Sometimes it's a scandal, sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's tragedy, but each one reminds us that wrestling is never just what happens in the ring. It's the unpredictable chaos behind it, and for every storyline that ended perfectly, there's another that disappeared mid-sentence, leaving fans wondering what might have been.